Hello guys, this is MDS. Today I am going to be casting a 1 versus 1. This is not from IEM, but this replay has been taken after the patch 1.4. So it has those cool new features. So this game is a 1v1 on the map taldarim alter LE and has been introduced in the Blizzard ladders. I don't really like this map because it's long-term macro maps, and each time I do and I play against the Terran, I get battle cruiser rush, and I hate that. So I crossed it off. I know it's a GSL map. It's pretty bad. It's a pretty cool map, but I don't like it. So moment of silence. No, let's get back to work. Okay, so this is going to unfold on taldarim alter, all that good stuff. The blue Terran we're watching right now is SjoW, as you can see here, or SjoW, and he's going against the red Protoss known as anarchy, or anarchy. I'm just going to call him anarchy. And look what I found yesterday. Ready? Look, a new APM battling field, as SjoW is dominating right now, and the game is going on, and oh my god, the APM of anarchy, just kidding. It's like a battle between the two APMs, so it's pretty nice to do that. You just want to press Control M while you're in an observer point of view. So SjoW is putting his barracks down here near the large ramp. Most players will block off here, as this ramp is enormous, and there's another entry, as certain run-bys can go like wee, and come down here. No, he's not gonna micro his marine. He's just gonna let that pro come by. As you can see, can't talk. So SjoW is getting 1 Rex into expansion with 1 gas after the expansion, which is pretty common. Is that you feel safe, you know that no attack is coming, because this is a large map, and the rush distances are really long, as your units need to go from here to go there. You're in in the opponent's base, and by the time you arrive here, he has way more units. He has another expansion. He has another barracks. He has more siege tanks. He has Thors, or all that kind of stuff. So we don't see some rushes on those large GSL map, but we see long-term macro game. So anarchy is going to feel safe too, and grabbing his expansion as well, as SjoW gets his factory. And double gas already, so we might see some heavy mech build and some infantry, but more mech than infantry, as the expansion has finished and the orbital command is on the way. Terran players, if they wall off here, they will put their expansion here and then lift off. But if they wall off here, they'll just put their expansion right off at the minerals. We got a robo facility. No, one robo facility after 1 gateway, as the warp gate finishes, and we got 2 more gateways on the way, so we're not going to see a 4 gate, because it's a GSL map, and it's really large maps. And as you can see, we see 2 factories, so we might see heavy mech as a tech lab comes up. We might see some early Thors, as the engineering bay is coming up. Spoiler alert, it's not the engineering bay, it's the armory. So as the tech lab finishes, our Protoss player is getting one gateway and one forge, as Hellions are on the way, as well as siege tech for siege mode for the siege tank. I just said siege 3 times. Anyways, just producing some probes, basic stuff. No aggression whatsoever because it's really large. I already said it like 4 times. But you know what? I like to repeat myself, and I know it's bad, but it's like that. My life is like that. As the siege tank position themselves, this position is pretty good. As if a warp prism comes in and drops units, that siege tank will have direct fire. As we see blue flame on the way and the observer coming in and seeing exactly what's happening as a third factory is coming up. So the observer sees one and micros away from that missile turret as he sees the 3 factories, so he knows he's going for against heavy mech, so he will need to prepare for this. The preparation is stalkers, because stalkers do additional damage versus armored. As a robo bay and a Stargate on the way. Robo bay, Stargate. So we might see some well-known Protoss death ball, as if it's stalkers, void rays, and colossi. I guess I should say. As a reactor goes on this factory, as a lot of siege tank pump out of those factories. As a starport, I thought that was a factory, but the starport comes up. Sorry. Oh wait. And oh my god, where's that Ghost Academy? Where is it? There it is. Yeah. So we might see some EMP as 3 Hellions come in, harass, but 2 pylons and force field just sitting down here, blocking off our probe. We might see some EMPs and maybe some nukes, but I doubt it. I doubt any nukes. As 1 Colossi is about halfway done for our Protoss player, and as a lot of siege tanks and Hellions are on the field, as SjoW has this awesome emblem of the Terran Specialist, I think, yeah, something like that. As you will need to kill the probe. He gets his expansion, killing off the rocks, and gets the Mebius I should say, Mebius reactor for his ghosts. So we see some EMPs and some ghosts, and I'm surprised we're not seeing any armory for Thors, which Thors are really good, as a PF or planetary fortress is on the way for that expansion, which is not bad because there's two pathways to that expansion, one here and one there, and this one is pretty darn large as he kills a stalker off, and 2 void rays on the field. Now I just want to point out, SjoW has no vision whatsoever on the Protoss space. He doesn't know anything about it. I'm surprised he's not using any scans. He knows about that expansion though, but he doesn't know about that. He doesn't know about that. He doesn't know about that. He doesn't know anything. I'm surprised he's not using scans to scout out the Protoss space, but it seems that he's using only his energy on orbital commands for mules, which mules are really good, but you can save up some gas, how should I say, some energy for to scan your opponent's base, because you need to know he's getting for Colossi. You need to know he has a Stargate. You need to know that he has a lot of zealots and 3 stalkers and cannons guarding this one. You need to know. You need to know. Now, a factory has erected, but I don't see where. Where is that dear factory? There it is. +1 weapon upgrade, and we have 2 more factories. And Thor is here, just bopped out. No Thors. Units, no Thors. Production. As 1 Thor is almost going out, not getting the 250 strike cannon. Morning burp. As Thor is here, is popping out of that factory. As 2 Hellions are on the way, and another Thor is here. Those Russian friends. There are Russian friends, like with those big cannons. Hey, you want some vodka? No, I'm not being racist. As 2 Hellions, 1 Thor, 1 Hellion. He's getting a lot of Hellions, but there's a lot of zealots, and Hellions do additional damage versus light, but they don't do that much damage against those guys. And their little flame can't attack those guys, but those guys are armored, and the Thor will not do anything. So that's why he's getting Vikings, which is really good. And a ghost, but we're not seeing any nukes, so I'm sad. Sniff, not researching personal cloaking. He's just gonna use those ghosts for some EMPs, and EMPs are awesome. As SjoW might wants to push off, as he salvaged 1 bunker, and I think the Protoss is prepared for it, as he has 5 Colossi and some Void Rays. 1 Void Ray getting caught off guard, but a Viking getting caught off guard too, as a Stalker is just wandering by here. So now Anarchy is preparing for the attack, as he have 4 more Stalkers on the way, and he knows that there's a lot of Vikings, so the pressure is put on the Protoss layer as he tries to push out, but this army is way bigger about this army, but the Hellions need to micro well his Hellions as Zealot charge finish, and then he needs to siege up his tanks at 3 Thors shooting at stuff, and he needs to focus those Colossi down, or the tanks will just die. And it seems that he